start this recording for today. Into the presentation, have you all had a chance to, log into your demo account, see some of your demo students, walk through some of the things that we talked about last week? Are there any questions up front that that you all may have prior to us getting into the additional elements that we're going to cover today? Again, feel free to take yourself off mute or use chat in our call today. I am trying to do some quick screen repositioning. Okay, Ms. Briscoe. Okay, good. I had a chance to log in, looked around, no questions. That's good. As long as you all feel comfortable with the product, I know it'll make a little bit more sense when you get into it, using it on a day-to-day basis. So today, first of all, thank you all for joining again. But today we're going to cover a couple of different things. I want to make sure, are you all seeing my PowerPoint presentation? I'm not blowing it up. I'm just using the screen. But I want to make sure that you all, okay, excellent. Thank you for the confirmation. So today we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to kind of go over the purposes and objectives of what we're going to walk away with today. We are going to cover 4 primary areas. I will tell you that the first 3 are going to be somewhat quick. We're going to quickly talk about reports just to know where they are, what they look like. We're going to go into flex assignments, and I'll explain to you about how you can use those to enhance specific, skill areas, support needs for your students. And then I'm going to show you all how to kind of do a little deeper dive into teacher resources. All of these elements are in your current platform, but there are some great resources that can help and expand, you all catching up using Adminim's products to support. After that, we are going to be a little creative, and we're going to spend a lot of time, almost half this session today, walking through the custom course build. In that, I have identified a demo site or a secondary site for you all to log into. So we'll go through that process. I'm going to give you all a chance to log in. You can follow along. Building the custom courses is not going to be hard. It's just, in fact, I think it's fairly simple. But just remember that you will always have to log into a different platform there. So what are our purposes and objectives for today? And I want to make sure that I have my screen all the way up so you can see. It's the downside of not using the projection, but since I'm toggling so much, I didn't want to blow this up and do the actual presentation big screen. So today, we're going to look at monitoring student progress utilizing reports. I can tell you there are 3 reports that I kind of rely on regularly. I'll show you all those, but you'll have the ability to explore later when you have data, because some won't print without data. We're going to enhance student learning through the flex assignments, as we talked about, accessing the teacher resources and creating custom courses. So you all should be able to move through freely and use as you see fit. So right now, what I'm going to do, I am going to open up our Maestro login. And one more confirmation that you all can see the Maestro login page. Is that correct? Excellent. Thank you. So again, we log in through our normal account. We identify our section that we want to begin with. And we're going to launch our course into our courseware platform. So there are a couple of things there is one thing that I left off the agenda because I mentioned to you all, but when I did a little research, I think you all should know about it. Unfortunately, it's going away. So we talked about collaboration space. So I did want to show you all how to put together a quick collaboration. I put one earlier, that is what you see here on the alert, because I have one active. A collaboration space right now allows you all to really teach across multiple students or classes, however you see fit. Now, before I go into this, I think it's a great tool. I think you all can use it now. I can tell you that over the next year, they're phasing it out of the product. So it may go away mid-year, but Admintim is bringing in some new functionality that I have yet to see, but I just think collaboration space is a great space for you all to engage, especially how you all deal with your families, where you may want you may have students in different courses or sections, but you want them to work on one project. So really easily, if you all haven't explored, the collaboration space just allows you to identify a specific title. I'm going to name this UOS Experience 2. You can set a start and end date. We'll say that maybe we want this collaboration to begin today and end tomorrow. Hopefully the website will speed up. What you can also do, I guess I'm moving too fast. All right. So we want our collaboration to end tomorrow. You can lock chat when no educators are present in the collaboration area. I would always recommend this. That way, if your students or anyone that's collaborating is in, you can always monitor. There cannot be any misuse of the any misuse of the chat without you having direct control over it. You can give a description, and you can give a description of whatever guidance. So in my previous example, what I did was I think if I can spell, use this link to access materials for discussion. And if you wanted to, you could actually embed a link here. I think I copied and pasted a National Geographic link. So maybe we want to have a collaboration where we go out and we explore real time the animals. So if you can, I know you all are middle schoolers, but if you wanted to just, look at the trends, if you wanted to look at the trends that are going on right now in the safari, let's say, you could use that link and allow for discussion and research ahead of time. You can then go down and add members to the collaboration. So understand that you can add your student users. So if I just type in demo, I can add any student users. I can select by class. I can select, I can assign curriculum. I wouldn't get that deep if I were you all. Because of how you all work, I would just pick the students that I want a collaboration. You can have additional educators. So if you wanted another teacher, a resource teacher, a special ed, an EL teacher to be a part of this collaboration, you could bring them in as well. But I'm just gonna create my members and save and close. And what happens is when you save and close that collaboration, now it's active. When the students log in, they will have to drill down into their course just like you are. So you might want to assign this to a course. I think in my first experience, I'll show you. If I click manage, in my first experience, you can see where I put the National Geographic link. And so when it comes up, they reference it. I actually assigned this particular collaboration to a civics course. So they would actually have to open up or launch civics course, but in any event, no matter what course they launch, the collaboration would show as an alert on their student dashboard inside of courseware, not inside of Maestro. So just remember that they wouldn't see collaboration until they get inside of Maestro. And then you can just work within. So that was just a manage piece. But if I wanted to launch it, now notice that I could launch this experience. I can set who I want the presenter to be. It's gonna be me, demo teacher, because I like presenting. Now I have the ability to write. I have these tools here. I can type, text, write, anything that I want to on this space. I could bring in a video. So this is good engagement. So where I had the students go out and look on the National Geographic site, maybe there's one specific video that I have that I want us to look over and add to our playlist for review. I have a document viewer. So any documents that I want to go over with these students that I want to walk through hand in hand, I can share here. And of course, there's always the chat. Now, if you noticed, I walked through 3 elements, the whiteboard, the video, and the documents. Chat is always active here. So this is where I can see individual ongoing chat on a regular basis as needed. So I'm gonna take a quick minute because I see there are a couple of questions and I wanted to address these. So is everything that takes place in collaboration recorded somewhere? So here's what I will tell you. The chat and the messaging is captured. I would need to, so as far as the the data is captured of anything that is saved and entered. But as far as a recording of what goes on a whiteboard, I don't believe that that is captured or recorded. The chat is considered messaging, so any messaging would be copied over and eventually into communications. And if you all remember correctly, remember I told you that any communications that happens in courseware, it updates overnight. So you see it the next day in your communications center. And then I think I see a question. Well, I know I see a question that says, could this work with a video that we create, forcing them to watch a welcome video from the teacher? Does this force them to finish it? Three great questions. So yes, you could use this as a collaborative experience and show them the video. As far as does it force them to finish it? No. But if you did a collaboration and you sat on while you watched the video with them, I don't know how, I don't know the timing that you all have to do that, but you could monitor it. This is an interactive collaboration space. This is not it is not right now a drop and deliver space, if you will. So there is no monitoring of it, because the assumption is that you as the instructor would be leading the engagement, much like you would do if you were in a brick and mortar scenario for small group collaboration or engagement. That's really what this space is about. So I think it's a great tool if you need it to manage multiple students in a creative way that is not directly aligned with the curriculum objectives and their activities. But I will tell you that, just be mindful that collaborations are phasing out, or that collaboration space is phasing out, but we will be bringing some new functionality there. So that is just walking through the collaboration on our Edmentum Sensei page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill on down into our courseware. And I know we talked and we walked through the grade book. We looked at all the things that we could do in our sections. We have our sections listed here. I mentioned the reports. So I'm going to click on my menu bar, and I'm going to go down to my classic reports first. So when I look at the classic reports, there are a lot of them. I don't know if you all took the time to really go through and look at these reports, but I'm going to tell you, I think that the learner progress report, the learner daily usage report, and the class usage summary report are probably your greatest resources available to you. Class usage is going to let you know who's getting on. So if you wanted to just do a quick reference of monitoring, who's on, how many people are accessing the class and the data, that's good, so you know where to put emphasis of support. The learner daily usage report is probably my favorite, and I'm going to open it up. Unfortunately, there is no data in here, so it won't pull. But I can create this report by a learner specifically, or I can create a class report by all of my learners, and that's the one I'm going to select. I can identify the course that I want to select. So let's just say I select the civics course, because that seems to be my favorite today. Once I select the course, or all the courses really, that I want to put on one, I'll click next step. I'll select my demo class, next step. Now I can go and select learners. I only have one student, so I'll select all learners. And I can determine if I want this in a PDF or a spreadsheet. In most instances, you'll probably just want a PDF. So I'm going to go ahead and generate this report. And what happens here is, for this learner daily usage report, unfortunately, there's no data, but it will tell you the total number of times that a student has logged in. It'll give you the time on each activity and the total time logged into the system. So you can see here that there are no assignments done, but we know that the student has been in the system 59 minutes. So it will also give you a listing of their work. Unfortunately, there's been no work happening, so it's not here. Just know that that's a great report. And the steps to produce this report are always pretty much the same and consistent in our classic reports view. So again, I want you all to take some time and look over that. I know that wasn't that impressive. It's not a lot of data on it, but once your students get in, please take the time to kind of pull those reports. You'll see that it'll explain and explore. I'm going to show you all momentarily how to get to our support site. You will be able to look and see some sample reports in there as well too, if you wanted to do a little research. I do want to go back to the menu bar. Right above the classic reports, we do have a new functionality that just rolled out this year that allows you to create reports. And these are the reports that you can schedule. So if you need to see information on a regular basis, you want it to generate once a week, twice, twice a month. However, you can identify those reports. It gives you three options that you can create. So you can create the course progress report, which very similarly to the learner daily usage report, this kind of does the same thing. You can create a gradebook report card and a weekly progress report that will show you the progress of your students. I'm just going to select on this course progress report. I can give it a name. We'll say US Demo, Demo 1, because I'm sure we'll demo it again. Again, I can do next step. I can browse the student directory. I can identify the students that I want, all or none, but I'm going to select all. I see all of the enrollments for my students here. I'm going to click next step. Now, this is where you can determine if you want it one time or recurring. I may want this report weekly, and I may want it to come every Monday. I want to know every Monday what's happened over the weekend so that I can begin to start fresh with my student, or I may want it to run on Friday. Maybe I want to know at the beginning of the week so I can look over it, if you choose, on the weekend to prepare for Monday and to incentivize the students. You can identify the date, the start and end date, and the time of day. So I can either have this report done weekly for a month, or let's just do it for for 2 weeks. Not June, just May. Maybe I just want it for 2 weeks. And I know that I want it to run at 5 p.m. or whatever time. So I'm going to click to my next step. I can determine to share. So if you wanted to share with your parents or any other resources, if the information was in, you could do that here. Totally up to you. Keep in mind that these are courseware reports and not Maestro reports. So my recommendation would be maybe that you generate these reports so that you can review in detail. But any reports that you share or that you look through, I would stick with the Maestro reports for parents. I would only generate these reports because these are a little bit more real time, right? So in Maestro, the information that parents have visibility to is going to be about 24 hours behind. It doesn't update till the night. If you needed to generate real time status for a parent, I would just generate it myself real time right then and share that with parents as needed. I wouldn't send out of courseware unless you all create that relationship. Next step, I can determine here. So I know we talked about 3 grades that are out there. There's course grade, there's a current grade. There will be an actual grade that I know goes into that will go into PowerSchool. As of right now, the only options here would be current grade versus course grade. You could determine to share both of those or only one. You can have them, you can have this report print out just a current grade or course grade. I'm going to leave it at both, type in a note, and I'm going to generate this report right now. So once I have generated the report, I can open this report. So I'm going to generate the report so that we see it right now. Actually, I have it set up to run at 5 p.m. So I can show you all the fields on this report. You can always generate it real time, as I said. Takes a little bit of a minute for that to come together. I probably should have just done a little bit less data, but let's open. Let's open this report and you can see the format of what will be laid out for your students. So now, very similarly, as you can see, looks just like your pacing bar. It will show the on pace, current grade, course grade, time on task, and it will go through all of the sections by student and where they are. So that's essentially what this report is, quick and dirty. It'll show you, so like if my student is moving, I can see exactly where they are grade. So nothing that impressive, but it's something quick, a quick reference that will catch you up. Keep in mind, you have this pacing bar in Maestro, so it may not be that necessary for you. So I will minimize out of that. So any questions just on the reports, moving through the reports? I would suggest that you go through and play with them, but I think it's pretty intuitive. But I just want you to know the functionality. The classic reports are there. You can generate them either in PDF or CSV, or you can auto schedule the reports, the three options here as listed. So any questions there? I'll pause briefly. All right, so I don't see any questions coming. So what we're gonna do is, if you all remember, we're gonna go into flex assignments, but I just wanted to do a quick refresher. If you remember that you had access to the course catalog, so you all will have your specific sections already assigned to you, and you could view those sections and the syllabus in the sections simply by clicking on that link. You also could come to the course catalog and you could view any courses that are out here that are available for consideration to be delivered. Now, mind you, in the course catalog that you all have visibility to, it's going to cover all of the states that we service. So, you would have to be more specific. So if you just wanted to type in English, you could type in English and you could see all of our English classes. You could go down and drill into the syllabus just to see, and I'm just going to pick this first one here. And you could drill down and see all of the elements that make up this course. You could test the course so you can become familiar with the course without being assigned a section. This should look pretty similar to what you all went through in your sections, but this is where you can go and identify, oh, this might be a good tool that I want to use at a later piece. The reason I bring this up, and I'm not going to sit in the course catalog, is because this is the foundation for how to utilize your flex assignments. So here's the thing. This is our course. It's built. It's a syllabus. It's one-to-one. We talked about it last week where, it's set in stone and you can kind of modify and manipulate and omit. But sometimes you don't want to do that. You just want to be able to create an enhancement assignment to support a student or a group of students learning as they work their way through their currently assigned class. That's the whole benefit of flex assignments. So we're going to click on this flex assignments option at the top of the screen. So a couple of things to know before we drill down into our flex assignments. One, flex assignments move with the teacher and not the section. So remember how I said you could create activities and you might do some modifications by section? Well, flex assignments are on their own. They sit outside of a course, but you can assign a flex assignment to go with any course you choose. So the first thing you have to do is create a flex class. Now, don't be fooled to think that a flex class has to have a grouping of students. You could do one-to-one. You could do a flex class that says, this is Philip's flex class, and Philip will get this assignment. And every time I need to address Philip's needs, I'll add assignments to his class of flexes. Or you could identify a larger group that says, based on skill set, maybe there is, improved approved assistance of civics, because that's the course I'm on today. If you need enhanced skill for civics, you could create a flex class called civics flex class and add students in as they need to or assignments as they need them. So let's do it. Let's walk through it. It's real simple, right? So we're going to click add new flex class. And I'm going to name this civics just so that it's easy for me. Civics support. I have my instructor. Very similarly, all this should look really similar, right? You can do your search like normal. I'm just going to pick my first demo student. There's a lot of demo students. Let me just grab a couple of them here. It's not even mine. I can't remember my demo student's name. I'm a bad educator because I can't remember the demo number. I could identify a class. So here, if I wanted to assign it to a civics class, I could assign it here to this particular class. There's my student. And that could help me identify. I just want to grab this one student out of it. But notice that I've selected all the students that I want to be a part of this flex class. They do not have to be in one section. I can search sections, I can group students, very much like that collaboration piece, right? So I'm going to create the flex class. So now that I've created this flex class, again, remember I told you, we have, every time you see those 3 ellipsis points, you have additional options. I can at any time go back and edit the class, because what I want to make sure is that when the students are joining, when the students join this class, that they have, that they're also automatically assigned this assignment. So I've gotten my students in, save and close. I'm going to create a new assignment. So when I click on new assignment, we'll just say this UOS session, if I could spell, session 2 assignment. It's a busy Monday morning. I can set this to start today. I can set an end date as soon as the system speeds up. I will set an end date as soon as I'm clear. For, let's just do 2 days because I want to govern it. And I'm going to just change assignment. Spell it right. My computer froze up on me. I can enter any instructions around this, right? You maybe when you get to Unit 2, please complete flex assignment first. You don't have to do this direction, but you can. This is where you can determine if you choose a section that has a tutorial and a mastery test. This is where you can determine how many times you want them to lock or unlock. You don't want them spinning the wheels, but you don't have to include a mastery test. So let's just say that I want to lock it out after 1, because if they don't catch this flex assignment, I don't want them spending time for their course activities here. I'd rather address it. This is where I can determine if I want to assign to all the learners that I add to the class in the future. So if I add another student, they'll automatically get this assignment every time I add them. I've got all my students listed. Now I'm going to scroll down to select content. Now this is where we look at the custom course framework, and this is the platform by which we will extract our data to assign to our students. So I can determine any subject here. So I'm going to go down and pick social studies just to narrow my search. I can look through Plato titles or Plato courses. So let me look through Plato courses, and let's see if I can get to a civics course real quick. So I can scroll through all of these. I pick civics. Maybe I want to go and use an example. I'm kind of doing this backwards because I picked my semester A. But let's just say that I found another civics course, and I was familiar with this additional civics course through the custom course catalog. I may want being a citizen to be something that I assign to these students as an individual assignment that I think will help them out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag that assignment and just drop it onto this folder. So notice that when I drop this on this folder, I can do the tutorial or the mastery test. They come together. So now I'm just going to assign them this. Now remember, in flex assignments, the objective is not to overweight your students with a whole bunch of extra activities. The idea is that you would use something to enhance what they're going to experience along the way of their syllabus. So let's just say that I've done all the proper research, and this is going to be a good enhancement for my students as they move. Once I've picked that assignment, I'm going to create the assignment. Now that I've created that assignment, I got civic support. Now I can monitor. Now, mind you, the students are not moving forward, have not started the work. But if I click on the assignment now and I drill down into progress, I should be able to see progress of students. So if you remember where you saw like in progress, complete, time on topic, I would have the same availability to view them here on this landing page. And so I think it's a good, I think flex assignments are a great resource. If you ever wanted to create a project-based learning scenario, maybe with all the students in a household that may be different grade levels that you have access to, you could do that here. You would be tying it to some curriculum objective. So the assumption would be those students in the household would have some similar learning placement. You are not limited to civics, for example. If I'm in a civics course and I want to do some basic career skills that we're going to employ in this household, I could pick a career skills course. So be mindful that when you look at content, you can look across any courses that are available to you. They do not have to be by subject area. I can always go back to class settings, and this is where I can adjust what students I add. Maybe I didn't need student demo, so I'm gonna remove him or her from the class, and I can save and close. And remember, any student that I add, I can always, they're gonna automatically get this assignment because that's how I set it. Um, and then you can filter, show deactivated classes, but it's a good tool to help you enhance the experience of your students. So that's flex assignments in a nutshell. So we are right at about the 30-minute mark. So are there any questions on flex assignments and moving through reports and the system as it is? Where do the students see the flex assignments and know that they need to complete them? That's a great question. So you know what? I think I can show you better than I can tell you. So let's log in quickly as a student. We're going to log in as our demo student. I believe I kept him in. And we should see not only, it's a great question because we should see not only the flex assignment, but I'm going to show you all how you all can see the collaboration too, if and when that student comes in. So if I go down through all of my courses, notice that this is their dashboard in, exact, I'm saying exact path because I'm reading what I'm reading, in Maestro. I'm just going to select the first course, which happens to be civics. That's why I chose it. Now, once I launch the course, then they're going to go to their courseware dashboard. That is where they will see the collaboration notifications over here under alerts. It'll tell them they have collaborations. And then if I scroll down up under the course sections, there will be a flex assignment listing here at the very bottom. It's not gonna, I need to make sure I assign them. There's a flex assignment. It will show in this lining, and I will tell you that it will update a day later. I could have sworn I added this student though to this course. Maybe I did not. I'll have to double check. But to answer your question, Ms. Bundy, the flex assignment will show over here in this setting. And typically for all my work, it'll also show assignments. Maybe I didn't save the right student. Let me, and you know what? Let me make one additional check.
So this doesn't add to their grade or anything. It's just optional for them, right?
That's correct. That is a great question. Yes, it doesn't add to their grade. The flex assignment is an enhancement for a skill. And so think about if your students get into a unit and they just need a building skill, or they need something to expand their experience and capability of learning. That's what a flex assignment is for. Now, if you choose, I do know where you all have the ability to add activities. I would govern that when you're adding to the grade book. You could create a flex assignment and grade it. That would be extra work for the student. I wouldn't use it in that way, but you could if you saw fit. You could do a pass fail on a graded activity for students in your grade book, and if they completed a flex assignment, you could then grade that. And I'll apologize. I could have sworn I added this student to the flex assignment, so I either did not start the flex assignment with today's date, even though I thought I did, or I did not save the student in the class. But to answer your question, they would see their assignment here in their listing of courses and coursework. And I am genuinely perplexed right now. There's genuine shock on my face. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna close out of courseware, and notice that when I closed out, I landed on this account login screen. So I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna open back up this PowerPoint. So I didn't have every teacher's name. But I created usernames because I was told that you all, and I do have listings of who's covering each individual subject area. I just didn't have the full alignment. So what I need you all to do, and I'm gonna put this in chat, I'm going to copy and paste this URL. You all will need to save this URL somewhere on your desktop. So just so you know, the login.admentum.com is the direct login into a courseware platform. You all, when you log into Maestro, you'll be able to go into your courses. So anything that's active, what you have to do with your students, you'll be able to go straight through Maestro. But in order to do course customizations, you are going to have to use a demo account. And we talked about this last time. So that account, you will also need to copy the account login information. I will copy this over here and paste it for you as well. So the account name you're going to use is EPSSD35, and it should be in chat for you. So here's what we're going to do really quickly. So Ms. Heron, you are English Language Arts. So your username will be UOS MSELA. There's a reason, so I will tell you, every subject that you all are teaching, your login is going to start with UOS and MS. And the reason that is because we're going to use this space as the high school comes in. If they want to customize courses, then there'll be UOS HS. And the reason this is important is because even though you all have individual login, this is just custom builds. When we get into custom build, only one user at a time can build a course. But there may be some times when two people need to maybe work together maybe in building a course. This is going to allow for visibility. There's no student data. There's no data that is, any FERPA violation. So this way, everyone has full visibility into the courses, and at any time you can go and select. So for those of you that see your names, Ms. Heron, Ms. Penny, Ms. Bundy, Ms. Ballantyne, Ms. Briscoe, you should also see your username and the password. The password for everyone will be pass1234. Who is a social studies contact? Miss Briscoe. Okay, so Miss Briscoe, you are social studies and not art. I think I had you next to art, and I apologize. Okay, you're both. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Miss Briscoe, you can log. It doesn't matter. I just thought that the content area was easier to assign. Here's what I want you to do. I think it's easier to use UOS MS Art. So just use that one today. And I'm actually going to log in using the UOS MS Studies. So does everybody on this call have a username to use to get in as we walk through now? That's why I'm showing this list.
So we have Heidi Tyson. She's the SPED teacher.
Okay, so Ms. Tyson, please use UOS MS SPED 1. And let me be clear on these usernames. You all are going to see all the same information. So I just thought this is easier for ongoing. But for today, the walkthrough, if you don't have an assigned area, please grab one of these names because we'll be able to see Ms. Cummings, ASL. So Ms. Cummings, I will create an ASL account and send it to you. But for today, can you just use this UOS MS SPED 2 user? Okay, and I'll change that to accommodate. So what I'm going to do is let me open up our account login. So the first thing we're going to have to do is type in our username, our account login, and that is EPSSD35. It could be all lowercase. Then we're going to type in the username that we all have for our subject area. I'm sorry, Megan, you know what? I also have a username for you too. You can use UOS MS admin. I'm sorry, I didn't have that listed. Same password. Everybody's password is PAS1234. When we click login, you're going to get a verify your email address login. Please just enter your email and verify it, because if you don't, it'll lock you out after a certain number of attempts. I could have done it on all, but I didn't have time to do that. So I'm going to verify this email. It'll come to me in an email, and once I verify it, it'll update. So I'm going to update and continue. And notice that when we log in, notice when we all log in, we're going to see a dashboard that looks very much like what we trigger down into. Okay, I see we also need, I'll create a login for Chinese too, for Soon Wan. I will create that today and get that back out. We can skip all of the, dashboard stuff. The main thing we want to do, and I might actually go one better. Let's not skip the Sensei. Because this is our demo account, let's go ahead and click on this My Profile, and let's click on Courseware UOS Custom Build. And that way, whenever you log in, when you save and close, whenever you log in, you'll always end up inside of Courseware. So I'm going to click on the UOS Custom Course Build. Is everybody following along? Okay. So a couple of things to note. When you log in using this particular login, this login is really a program administrator role. So you're going to see some expanded capabilities. There's no data in here. If you click on this menu bar, you just notice that you have 3 additional options at the top, but as instructors, you see this information at the bottom. You don't really have to worry about that because you're not going to be doing a lot of moving around in this space other than to scroll down. If you scroll down up under Course Catalog, and this is something that you all have not seen, you see an option that says Custom Course Builder. So let's click on Custom Course Builder. I'm just going to take a quick pause and answer a question that was earlier that said this is for demo. These are real courses, not for demo. So let me reiterate that because of how Maestro and Courseware is governed, you're going to have to build courses that you want to use in this site. Once the courses are completed, then you're going to have to send a notification to Neil, who is our implementation specialist. The courses that you build in this site will be moved over into the live production site and set up appropriately. That's how you will customize courses for use. So yes, this is a demo site. You're going to build in this demo site, but the courses are going to be moved over for you on the back end into your live site for use. So hopefully that answers that question. So we're going to come into the Custom Course Builder, and you'll find like working through some of this information is kind of boxed and kind of real easy. But just a couple of things to know. When you click on Actions, you only have three options. You can create a custom course, you can publish a custom course, and you can delete a custom course. So here's what I'll tell you. Creating a custom course, you can build, work, you can save, come back and rework. Once you publish a course, that's the course that's going to be pushed out into the course catalog, and it will be finalized at that time. So you do not want to publish until you are absolutely ready to finalize your course. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and click on Create Custom Course. Now, and if we think back maybe 20 minutes, and we think about what, custom course, flex assignments, the setup of flex assignments and how we could select the different content, this is the exact same window and view and the same objectives. You could search by standards if you like. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm going to select by resource, subject, and grade. So if I wanted to create a course, again, I'm going to select those Plato titles. I can identify my subject area, and I can identify the grade level. So if I wanted to find, social studies for 6th grade, I could identify this. So if I look at, if I scroll down, I can look at all of the courses that are in our system, but I want to be in Plato. What did I just do? Something just happened. Okay, let me pick 7. What I'm going to do is open up this civics course. So this is the course as we see it right now. So I'm going to tell you the easiest way that I think to customize the courses that you all are working with. I'm going to tell you the easiest way to do it. The first thing you want to do is pull over. So right now, you all know that there's a Plato student orientation in every course. I don't think you all are going to assign this orientation for every course. If you don't want to leave it, don't include it. If you like the syllabus, you can bring it over, but remember the syllabus is exactly the course as it is right now. But let's just say that I want to bring over unit 1. I'm just going to click that unit and drag and drop it onto this folder. If I look at unit 2, I realize that I don't really want all of unit 2. I don't want unit 2 at all. I just want national institutions. Again, click and drop and drag. And I'm going to grab unit 3. So a couple of things to note. I may want to reposition information here. Real simple. I can click and drag. Maybe I want national institutions to be up front. As I open up my units, I realize I don't want this pretest. I don't want this pretest. So all I need to do is click out to the side and delete those pretests. I want to keep, I want a post test, but I don't think I want all of the elements in this unit. So I'm going to remove this post test, and I'm going to remove what is democracy. Don't know why. I don't know why. I just chose that because it was in the middle. And then I noticed that I'm doing National Institutions Congress up here. So maybe I want to put Congress into this section here with all of my students. So let me make sure that I drop this post test. I also want to rename this unit. I don't want it to say unit 3 because it's not unit 3 anymore. If I click on this drop down arrow next to it, I can rename this to whatever it is I want to. So maybe I just want to call it National, if I can spell, National Institutions. And up here, for unit 1, I'm going to rename this just to, maybe I'll just leave the concepts of power and authority. And notice I can rename. What if there's not enough content in this course? I can open up any other course. And I'm just doing this for proximity because I figure you all get the point. I could go to a math course, I can go to an English course, I can go to a career studies course and maybe find something that shows what it takes to become a politician if I looked out. But I'm just gonna, for the sake of this particular show to move, I'm gonna grab an entire unit from another course. I may want to move that unit wherever. I can drag and drop. Once I have dropped that unit in, I can drag and drop this unit wherever. Let's put it here. I'm going to open this unit up because I don't want all of these elements. So I'm going to remove all the things that I don't want. Maybe I just want this information. And again, I'm just going to rename this unit Roles and Systems of Government. So I have taken content, and this is the quick and dirty, right? I have taken content that's already existing, repositioned it, renamed it, edited it, moved it around. I can move these around. I can anytime I see this blue item, this blue arrow, I can rename anything I want to do. Now notice that I also removed pre-test and post-test. That's because those pre and post tests were based on the syllabus that I copied from. This is where I could come and add a post test. Maybe I want to add a post test to this unit. So now I can create a post test for each unit specifically on the content that I have selected. I also have the ability to add an end of semester test. And so now I can go down and click on end of semester test. And now this end of semester test will capture all of the lessons that I have copied from all of these other courses. It will include it. So that I think it was contemporary coursework. It will populate, it will create and build a test only from the items that I have copied. Only from the items that I've copied over. There's a question out that says it auto-populates those tests. You are correct. When you create end of semester test, it automatically creates a semester test, auto-populates it based on the elements that you have chosen from the selected content. Now, that's the quick and dirty of how to pull things over that exist, but you also have some more controls of what you can do. So let's look into it. So if I click this drop down, notice that at the highest level, at the course level, I could create my own new unit folder. So let's say, and I know that UOS has a lot of resources. I'm going to create a new unit folder. Now I put it down here at the end, but I'm going to move it up to the top. I'm going to move this folder first. And I'm going to rename this folder course resources. In this course resource, I am going to add, I can add a document. So I might say, okay, well, you know, this activity name, this is websites or list of websites for research. And I can attach any document that meets this if I could say it, that meets this criteria, PDF, doc, anything, a PowerPoint presentation, GIF, any of those. So I can just browse. I'm just gonna grab something off of my desktop. We'll just grab this slide. And I can save it. And now that's going to populate. Now keep in mind that anything that I add is not gonna go into the pre and post test. So anything that I'm adding manually doesn't factor into a test. You can't test on it. It has to be embedded into the practice that you're doing, right? So that's why I added the post test and the end of semester test. Rule of thumb, I would build my course first before I built the end of semester test, because you may come back and grab another piece of existing material. Additionally, so you can add an added graded discussion. So we can add this. You can give it an activity name. This might be very similar to what you would do in a collaboration space. Discussion title, whatever you want it to be. And you can start with your initial discussion post. You can edit it, all of the editing characters, and you can save. And now that becomes a graded discussion. So now in your grade book, this is going to be part of it, right? So again, these are resources. And the only other one that I wanted to go over, now you can always add a website link. So remember when I told you that you have a list of websites, that's a document if you want multiple references. You could add a direct link. So if you wanted to do www. Let's just say, we'll just do CNN. Maybe you want them to look into a news channel or something. And you can just type in www.cnn.com and it will post, if I don't know what CCN is, it might be country music. I should have copied and pasted. You know what, let's just do this. Let me open up, let's just grab, I forgot I'm in it, so HTTP. There we go. So now I have a link. So if I had a website that I wanted to add and have them go directly to, that's a resource. Maybe that's something that you reference. And then the only other piece is the Dropbox activity. So this Dropbox activity, I think, is great for anything that you want to do, this kind of project-based learning. So you can say, you know, explore your environment. And maybe if I keep my thought, I might create a document that says, I want you to go and write your community leadership structure. And so, you know, you can give them a checkbox of, do you have neighborhood planning units? Do you have, you know, a mayor? What the structure is, just all of these yes or no checkboxes. I can attach that document that they complete. So if I go and I select any document that's out here, let's see if I have anything on my desktop. We'll just grab this. So if I select this document, then I can give it instructions. So now I can tell students, you know, go to your library and, you know, identify your community political structure, since we're talking about structures of government. And then you can tell them, you know, please submit completed form to me by Friday. And you can give them any instructions. Again, this is the custom course build. So remember, this will be anything that you always want your students in this course to do. So you only want to do graded activity if you want it to be a continuing piece of this course. Once you have saved this course, you can also rename your course. Now, we didn't do this to begin, but we can rename this course. So I am in a social studies, so this will be my civics, we just call it civics for communities, since that seems to be my theme. For communities. And maybe now that's my custom course. So pretty easy, right? We've gone through all of the functions. It's just click and drag. If at any time you wanted to remove an element, you can say, I really don't want to end a semester test. You can always remove, click on the folder if you wanted to go back and add another in the semester test, you could do that. Now when you go up to save, you have three options: save and publish, save and close, save and continue working. Why would you save and continue working? This is actually what you all are going to do on a regular basis, I think, when you first start. You save and continue because now that I save this course, I may want to look back over my work, but I want it saved so that nothing happens. I can also save and close. Now, if I save and close, notice that it goes back down to my course builder window, and I may open up and then say, okay, I want to create another course that's civics, but it's not civics for communities or civics for state or whatever. We're going to cancel out of that. Then I can also click on this course, always go back to the edit button. And as long as I've saved and closed and not published, I can always come back, see my open course. Maybe I realized I wanted to add something or take something out. I don't want CNN as a contact because I've got this document list of websites and I don't want them to be restricted to one thing. Now I can save and publish. And once I save and publish, that will put this course into the course catalog. And I'm not going to save and publish for a lot of reasons, but it's going to put it into the course catalog that's available in this platform. Now, what I will tell you, I made one mistake. I made one mistake in communicating this course build. There is a requirement for all of your courses. There is a requirement for all of your courses, and I forgot. If I go back to my custom course, when I name my course, every course that you build, you need to start with UOS. So you will always say UOS and then the name of your course. So my apologies. I knew there was going to be something I forgot. Whenever you're building a course in custom course, you will always start with UOS and then name the course. That way, when we go in and pull the courses over, one, it'll be easier to catalog them and to capture them out of the system. Two, when we place them into your live system, it'll be easier for us to assign them to you immediately. So I think I saw, I'm going to save and close. I think I saw where you all had a deadline that you had a lot to do by June 1st. So what I would recommend is go in here, find your courses, modify all of them. We're going to make sure that this site is maintained with all of the courses that you have available in your normal, in your live site. So whatever you see when you log in through Maestro, you should also see here. If not, please give us a, an email and let us know. And then I do see I have a question that I might have overlooked. Can we remove a certain type of project from the complete course? For example, could all discussion boards be removed? Yes. So discussion boards, you could. So let's just go and open up another course real quick. I'll show you how quick and easy this is. Maybe if I wanted to, I did a 7th grade. I'm going to do social studies. I'll do an 8th grade real quick. Let's say that you build a course. Maybe what you want to do is, I've already built the course. I just want to copy everything that's in the course minus 1 or 2 things. You could really just copy over the course as it is. In its normal setup. You can open up and remove, and I would pick one that doesn't have a discussion board. You can say that you don't want to do any pretest. So you might just say, I just want to remove the pretest here. And maybe that's the only customization. So all you need to do is rename this course. UOS, and maybe you name it, civics no pretest. You don't have to be that specific. I'm just doing it because for the sake of showing that you have freedom to name it whatever makes the most sense. I'm actually going to publish this course. So when I save and publish, notice that I get this notification that says you are publishing a custom course. I'm going to click yes. Now notice that it's not here in my dashboard, because remember I told you once you publish, you can't go back and change. But if I close it out and I go back into my course catalog, I can search. Now I can search custom courses, but there are a lot of custom courses. But for my program, notice now that I have that UOS Civics No Pretest. And I can't spell. I just can't spell. Pretest doesn't have an R after the T. My apologies. It's one of those days. It's Monday. Felt good starting it, but apparently I am not where I thought I would be. So notice that you would now have your syllabus for the course without that element. So discussion board, yes. Anything that you do not want part of an existing course, you can go and remove. And so this is the difference between the curriculum management, where you could omit, hide, omit, put a grade in. You can move the content around. You can always move content around. But this is just, if you wanted to build the course specifically so that you never have to touch it again, this is course customization. So are there any questions on what we've gone over? I know we've gone over a lot. I know that I went pretty quickly through that last piece, but I do believe you all have a login, with the exception of the Chinese login and the ASL. And actually, Mrs. and is it Jen that's logged in as special ed 2? I'm going to, that's the ASL teacher. I'm going to change that user, and I'll send all this information to Megan to share with you all. But feel free to go in, play around with the customization. And at this time, are there any questions? I know we are right up on time. We're actually a minute over, and I apologize. I did want to show you all some teacher resources. We're going to do that next week. So next week, next Monday is completely Q&A, open office style. So I know you all are on chat. You do a great job of asking questions, but please come with your questions. I am going to show you how we drill down in teacher resources. That's a 10 or 15-minute thing. And then let me answer one question that just came up. Once you publish the course, can we still hide items if they are not working for our students as they get going? So yes. So here's the thing. If you publish your course, you can hide items by section. So the difference is, when you build a custom course, if you add and remove, you never have to worry about it. But if you feel that you get to a section of students and in the course there's something that's just not working, you'll need to go through that process of hiding, exempting, and entering that grade so that they just never see it and never have to touch it. You still have that regulation after the course is published. What I will also tell you, and I know that you all are trying to get ready and up and running for this coming school year, I can tell you an added benefit is that after July, we actually are enhancing our custom course portal, where we'll be able to make modifications to courses after they have been published. So there is some new feature. I haven't seen it yet. I just saw a preview, but there will be some additional features and capabilities after publish that will reduce the workload. But keep in mind, you all will still have to go to your demo site to do that, right? Just because of the way it works at this time. So are there any questions, any concerns? I apologize for going over. I guess I got a little too excited about custom course building. So I apologize for the 3 minutes, but I'm open to any questions that you all have. Okay, well, if you all don't have any questions, again, I thank you all for your attention today. We will come back together next Monday. Q&A, please bring all your questions. Please try to touch this system as much as you can. I will show you all we're going to go into the help center and the support site so that there's some additional instructional, teacher guides, answer keys that you all will have access to support your instruction. I will be providing the list of these logins and the users to Megan today. a little later, along with the recording. And so if you all need anything relating to access of this demo account, please let me know and I'll make sure it's set up appropriately. And if there are no questions and we are good to go, I thank you all for joining again. It's always a pleasure. And I look forward to speaking to you all next week.
Thanks, Philip. Have a great day.
Same to you.